We have the Tennessee Titans taking on the Chicago Bears in Chicago. This is your Week 1 2024 prediction and preview video. Hit subscribe if you're new. Also hit the like button. Let's start off with the home team and the first overall pick, Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. This is a team that has huge playoff aspirations, and they're going to try to come out here and take the top off the defense immediately, because the Tennessee Titans defense does look better on paper than what it was last season, but they have two safeties that I am concerned about in their secondary. With that being said, the game plan here for the Chicago Bears is to just ease Caleb Williams into the NFL. And that should be the game plan for every single rookie quarterback and for when you have a brand new coordinator as well. Ease these young players into the change of scenery. The NFL is faster than the college level. We all know this. Caleb Williams is not in a bad situation with the Chicago Bears. They have Keenan Allen, who is a very good veteran to still have in the NFL at the wide receiving position. You have DJ Moore, who is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. You have Rome Odunze as well, who was also drafted in the first round with Caleb Williams. What do I mean by ease Caleb Williams into the NFL? Start the game off by running the football, some screen passes to DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, and just warm him up. You do not want to go out there and call long developing plays early on. The Chicago Bears did that with Justin Fields, and look at how that turned out. I understand that Caleb Williams is a way better prospect than Justin Fields coming out of college, but you still want to take care of this kid. The offensive line has been a major issue over the last couple of seasons, even dating back to when they had Mitch Trubisky being their starting quarterback. Justin Fields was a huge rushing threat with the Chicago Bears, and they have had one of the best rushing offenses in the NFL since then. Guess what? Caleb Williams does not have the same speed as a guy like Justin Fields, but he has good mobility. He can go out there, he can pick you up 10 to 15 yards. He has that sneaky athleticism just like Patrick Mahomes, and I'm not trying to compare him to Patrick Mahomes. When I look at this Bears team, they can go out there and they can test out the safeties of the Tennessee Titans, but you can do that later in the game. You have good running backs on this team with DeAndre Swift. You also have a very good backup running back in Khalil Herbert, who can come in, he can be that receiving back, and you can bring him in on third downs as well. Run the football with DeAndre Swift, run the football with Khalil Herbert, take some deep shots every now and then to a guy like Keenan Allen or DJ Moore, but you can dump the football down, let your playmakers make plays in space. That's the best scenario for Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears early on, until you figure out, can this kid really stay inside the pocket long enough? Can he get rid of the football quick enough? And that's one thing as well. Part of the reason to why Justin Fields got sacked a lot, he would run himself into sacks and he would hold on to the football for too long. You may see the same thing happen with Caleb Williams, but Caleb Williams is a type of quarterback, he can navigate the pocket better and he has very good pocket presence. It's going to come down to this on the offensive end, because Shane Waldron put all the pieces together, with Cole Kmet being a part of this as well. He was the top receiving tight end last season. And can this offensive line from tackle to tackle be consistent enough against that furious front seven of the Tennessee Titans? When I look at Darnell Wright, he's a very good player. He's entering year number 2 with the Chicago Bears. The last 4 to 5 weeks of the regular season of last season, he was a very good right tackle. You have Nate Davis. So far, he hasn't been that franchise guard they were looking for. They got him from the Tennessee Titans in free agency. And that first year with the Chicago Bears, he dealt with injuries, and when he was on the field, he didn't look too hot. He needs to play better, and they need to have a very good interior presence as well to help out Caleb Williams. Interior pressure bothered him a lot in college. Look at the game against Notre Dame. And it happens with any quarterback in the NFL, but you want to take care of this rookie quarterback. So I'm looking at guys like Tevin Jenkins and also Nate Davis to step up with Braxton Jones as well. But as far as the skill positions, they're going to be in a very good situation. Just dump down the football, put Caleb Williams and ease him into the game plan, and then you can start taking those deep shots down the field. I know that a lot of people want to see Caleb Williams go out there and make the crazy throws. He doesn't have to do that. Part of the reason why he did that in college, the talent wasn't that great on the defensive side of things. You look at this Bears defense. They're a very good defense. This can be a top unit in the NFL. They had one of the best rushing defenses in the NFL last season, and they're bringing back some of those big bodies. Their defense went to a next level when they brought in Montez Sweat last season. He's the only player in NFL history to lead 2 teams in sacks in the same season. He did it with the Washington Commanders, and then he did it with the Chicago Bears. He's a phenomenal pass rusher. The Tennessee Titans offensive line was abysmal last season, but they made a lot of key changes. But you can still go out there and test out those tackles. I expect for Montez Sweat to have a crazy game. I'm also looking at the rest of the defense. You have good players in Tremaine Edmonds, who's a very good linebacker. TJ Edwards is a very good linebacker as well. This may be one of the best linebacking duos in the NFL. They can both go out there and tackle the running back behind the line of scrimmage. They can read and react, and they're very good on tight ends as well. More so Tremaine Edmonds than TJ Edwards, but he is no slouch in pass coverage. Their secondary is their strong suit of their defense, and maybe their biggest strong suit of the entire team, because you have Jalen Johnson, who was one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL last season. Tyrique Stevenson was a very good player last season, and he is still young. He's developing. He looked like a true number 1 corner at times, playing alongside Jalen Johnson. Quarterbacks stopped throwing Jalen Johnson's way. Then you went towards Tyrique Stevenson's way. He started to play better every single week and made quarterbacks to go out there being in no man's land, especially with this front seven getting after you with Montez Sweat. You look at Kevin Byard. He is a former Tennessee Titans player. He was a great safety for the Tennessee Titans for many years. Then they traded him to the Philadelphia Eagles last season. Didn't look the best. Then the Philadelphia Eagles cut him. The Chicago Bears go out there. They bring him in free agency to a 2-year deal. He's going to be trying to get some revenge on his former team. You also have another good safety with this team as well, and Jaquan Brisker. So this entire secondary is good. Kyler Gordon has a phenomenal preseason. Can he carry that over into the regular season? Their defense may have to go out there and carry them in this game, because usually rookie quarterbacks, they struggle in their first start. We'll see if Caleb Williams can be better than those other quarterbacks. But I will say this. Caleb Williams has been put into a very good situation skill position-wise. The offensive line, I have a lot of question marks about, but I have 0 question marks about the receiving core, the tight end spot, and the running back spot. The Chicago Bears be in a very good situation, especially with them pushing Luke Getsy out the door. He was a former offensive coordinator last season. He just kept calling screens over and over again, and they struggled to get DJ Moore the football early on. You push him out the door. You bring in a brand new offensive coordinator, Shane Waldron, who did a lot of good things with the Seattle Seahawks and Geno Smith. They should be in a very good situation. Now let's talk about the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans are no pushovers. You have a question mark with Will Levis. Can he consistently be a very good franchise quarterback moving forward? They went out there and they're going to get their answer this upcoming season. This entire offensive line, they got a shakeup. Last season, they were terrible. You started the season with Ryan Tannehill. He took the first team reps. He was terrible. Even when the offensive line was giving him solid blocks, he just didn't look the same. And Malik Willis was never going to be your franchise guy. This is it for Will Levis. He gets to go out there. He gets to start. He got the first team reps. We got to see him last season against the Atlanta Falcons in his first ever game to start in the regular season. He had 4 passing touchdowns, and he was getting beat up and banged up a lot in that game. You look at this offensive line now. You have J.C. Latham. You selected him in the first round from Alabama. You have Peter Skoronski, who was the best offensive lineman last season with the team, and he was a rookie at the time. He's now in his sophomore season. He's at the left guard position, but he can play some tackle as well. You have Lloyd Cushenberry, who you got from the Denver Broncos in free agency. One of the best centers last season in the NFL. He's a road raider. You also look at the rest of the offensive line. They're not terrible. Nicholas Petit-Frere, I have problems with him at the right tackle position. He may give up a lot of pressure. We'll see. But you have a brand new head coach in Coach Callahan, who is coming over from the Cincinnati Bengals. And guess what? He's bringing his dad. Everywhere that his dad has been, he's coached up some top offensive line units in the NFL. In order for the Tennessee Titans to win this game and to be successful, they're going to have to dominate the line of scrimmage, run the football on this tough Bears defense, and help out Will Levis. And the same can be said for the Chicago Bears. The only difference is this. Will Levis did not look the same last season, like how he was in college. Part of that is because the offensive line was bad, but he was dealing with an ankle injury as well. We're talking about a Will Levis that had a full offseason to get the first team reps, learn the brand new playbook from jump. He was going to be the starter from day one. Has his accuracy improved? And has some of the decision makings gotten better? Because Will Levis was far from being a perfect quarterback last season, even though he was put into a tough situation with just one valuable wide receiver in DeAndre Hopkins and a terrible offensive line. He had a lot of throws that made you scratch your head, but he was a rookie at the time. I need to see better decision making in this game and tighter accuracy on some of those throws. Those are the keys to victory for the Tennessee Titans on the offensive end. The running backs of this team, they're very solid. Tony Pollard is a very good speed back to half, sideline to sideline. He's going to give you a lot of juice. And he was coming off a leg injury from last season. He played last season healthy, but before that, he hurt his leg against the San Francisco 49ers. He did not look as explosive. And they used him pretty much as an every down back with the Dallas Cowboys. That's not going to be the case here. You now put him back into that role to where he can split carries with Tyjae Spears. Tyjae Spears packs more of a punch behind his runs than Tony Pollard. Don't sleep on the Tennessee Titans backfield just because they don't have Derrick Henry here anymore. We're talking about two explosive running backs and Tyjae Spears who can break a lot of tackles. And you don't have to set up and wait for the blocks like how you did with Derrick Henry. Not to say that Derrick Henry was a bad running back. Still one of the best running backs in the NFL. But these guys are quicker in the backfield. You can run a lot of screens with them, and you can put them in the slot as well and let them do their thing against those linebackers of the Chicago Bears. But it's going to be tough. In order for them to go out there and to win this football game, you have to buy enough time for Will Levis, and those wide receivers have to get open. The wide receivers were an issue last season with the Tennessee Titans as well. Besides DeAndre Hopkins, you did not have a valuable option. DeAndre Hopkins is questionable for this game. He's dealing with a knee injury. But you bring in Calvin Ridley, can take the top off the defense. And how did Will Levis go out there and get majority of his touchdowns last season? Taking a lot of deep shots. Calvin Ridley can run deep down the field. He's a smooth route runner. He's going to be their true number one. If DeAndre Hopkins can go out there and he can play as well, I have a lot of faith that those wide receivers can go out there and they can beat press man coverage. You also bring in Tyler Boyd as well, who's going to be a very good veteran inside the slot. It just comes down to can Will Levis go out there and prove that he's going to be the quarterback long term. As far as the defense, they went through a lot of shakeups as well. Their secondary last season was no good. Their secondary was toast. Now you bring in names like L'Jarius Sneed, who you got in a trade from the Kansas City Chiefs. He was a top cornerback last season in the NFL. You also bring in Chidobe Awuzie from the Cincinnati Bengals. I love those moves. Go out there and put a lot of pressure on Caleb Williams, take that run game away, and make him solely beat you. And play contained coverage as well. Do not allow Caleb Williams to get outside the pocket and make those crazy throws that he made at USC and that he made at Oklahoma. Make him have to stay inside the pocket at times and try to generate pressure through the middle. And I think that you can do that. You have Harold Landry on the outside. He can play very good contain. He can steal the edge. You also have T'Vondre Sweat. And you have Jeffrey Simmons as well. That's a versatile defensive line. They can go out there, they can stop the run, and they can fold up and they can try to beat up Caleb Williams. There was a lot of veterans in the NFL saying, hey, that Caleb Williams is not going to just come in and dominate. Jeffrey Simmons was one of them. He said that he could not wait to see Caleb Williams in week 1. Well, guess what? This is right around the corner. Jeffrey Simmons has to go out there. He has to step up and has to have a huge game. You don't want those wide receivers to get behind you either. I would not play a lot of press man coverage against the wide receivers of the Chicago Bears because DJ Moore can go out there. He can flat out just beat double coverage. Sometimes when you just look at him on film, he's phenomenal, but he can beat press coverage as well. You can have a safety over top, but watch out for him. Watch out for Rome Odunze, and we all know about Keenan Allen. The thing is with Keenan Allen, he's not going to run deep down the field. He's more of an intermediate route guy. But in terms of going deep down the field, you should be worried about Rome Odunze, and you should be worried about DJ Moore as well. One thing that does bother me with the Tennessee Titans is their safeties. Amani Hooker, very good safety. Quandre Diggs had a down season last season with the Seattle Seahawks. Can he turn back the clock? You also have Jamal Adams as well. I better not see Jamal Adams playing single high safety. The closer to the line of scrimmage he is, the better. But the thing is this with Jamal Adams. He's not going to cover anyone. And he's not the same tackler that he once was when he was with the New York Jets. Granted, he was put into a tough situation with the Seattle Seahawks. They wanted him to be this star playmaking safety. He just couldn't be that guy in that system. They're not expecting for him to go out there and do anything major with the Tennessee Titans, just a one-year deal. So I would say this right here. Do not have Jamal Adams as a single high safety, and make sure that you're careful with how you use Quandre Diggs as well. Because Caleb Williams may catch on and he may start throwing the football and trying to test out those safeties. So we'll see what happens. But overall, these are two young and upcoming football teams in the NFL, this is going to be a tough football game for either one of these teams to win. But I'm taking the rookie Caleb Williams. I think that he wins in his debut in the NFL, and I think he wins this game. It's going to be pretty close. I have them winning this football game 23-17. I'm taking the Chicago Bears. But let me know in the comment section below, who do you have winning this game? The Tennessee Titans or the Chicago Bears? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, I want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. God bless.